The free $20,000 MLB 10 Runs for Free Cash contest is now live at SBRforum.com. What is the contest? It's simple. Each day in a designated SBR forum post, you pick one team that you think will score 10 or more runs that day. You qualify to win $100 that day if you are correct. Each day the game continues, you pick another team. And every time your team scores 10 runs, you'll be adding onto your total score. The contest is split into 3 segments, and at the end of each segment, the top scorers split $2,500. And at the conclusion of the contest, there's even more cash up for grabs, in total over $20,000. And I know what you're thinking. You can just pick the Yankees every day and win. No, you can only pick the same team once per week. Check out the link in the description for more info and see you in the SBR forum for the contest.
Folks, welcome into SportsBookReview.com. It's Monday, and you know it's time to talk some Major League Baseball. Welcome to the month of August. But before we get into that, I'm Donnie RightSide for Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance. We are the Major League Baseball team right here at SportsBookReview.com. We tell you, Friday's payday, and boy, was it payday, Jason.
Damn right. Yeah, that was lots of fun. All of us getting our winners, and guys are asking for shows on Saturdays and Sundays. Like, we have no life. We should just be there on Saturdays and Sundays for you guys. It was great. It was fantastic. And, obviously on Saturdays and Sundays, you can always reach out to us on Twitter, and we can provide you with analysis or things that we like on the slate. But, we need a little bit of break, too.
Yeah, you don't even have to reach out to me on the weekends. If you just see a Yankees or a Mets game have won with about 4 innings to go, just fire away. You don't even have to say, hey, Donnie, what do you think about this? You know what I think about it. Kyle, how was your weekend this weekend? Because, again, Friday was payday, had a great weekend. Well, hold on real quick. To get to Jason's point, the reason we don't have, the high numbers that we hit and the effort we give is because you don't grind it out 7 days a week where it's like, oh, we got to do a baseball show again. Look, the energy today on the show. We're ready, Kyle.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, there's going to be plenty of that here in just a few weeks. Like, there will be no days off for the 2 bookends here when we do all the NFL stuff. And I'm sure Jason will join us for a lot of the NFL stuff, too, as he does. So don't you worry. You're going to see plenty of us on the weekends coming up very shortly. And we'll look haggard. We'll age about 10 years. And, that's how I'll have to get just for men so I can keep my youthful exuberance. But it was a good weekend. It's easy to sleep well when you have a nice Friday and everything comes to fruition. You kind of absorb all the crazy trades, figure out who the hell is where. And, it was a nice weekend. Played a little golf, had a few drinks, and watched some killer couples, which makes me deadly afraid of ever getting married again.
No, there you go. So that was Kyle's weekend there. But we are here to talk Major League Baseball today and have some fun with doing that. 87. Look, hey, hold on here. Hold on. It says 87,200 subscribers down here. You got to be kidding me. Nobody was perusing the channels over the weekend to hit those, thumbs up and also hit that subscription button. If you haven't done so yet, that's all we ask for. You want winners? We got winners. Just hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, because when we go live, like we're doing right now on a Monday, you can come in the chat box and say hello, as 130 people have already done so within a few moments of the show. Welcome in everybody out there. Who's up here? Matt Brott, Al Dohar, Nate, Michael, Dell, Nathan, David, Isaiah. Welcome to the show. Let's have some fun and kick it off today. Don't have any afternoon baseball action live, but coming up here in just a few short minutes here, basically a half hour, we have a game that we're going to kick off right now. The Indians and the Blue Jays. Let's get to it here, 3:07 p.m. Welcome to the second half of Major League Baseball season. Welcome to Robbie Ray being a 265 favorite, opening as high as 290 here in New Jersey. 9.5s across the board it opened up at. Now you're seeing 9s with a few 9.5s still out there. It is a decided advantage, obviously, towards the Toronto Blue Jays with Ray on the mound versus Morgan. That lineup should hit. That lineup should eat. It's a haves and the have-nots. But as the old adage goes, Jason, look at us. We're not side bettors. Who's taking 260 minus? Come on now. No way. Right?
Yeah. Morgan on the mound, of course, 5.03 xFIP in his last 30 days. He has been a lot worse against lefties in the last 30 days, but even to righties hasn't been great in the first place. 310 weighted OBA, ISO still at 235, so there's still power that can be get against him. And then strikeouts still 25%, walks are 5.6%. So a little bit scared when you have a ton of righties in the lineup Again, Morgan's been worse against lefties, but still, down this lineup, you got Springer, Guerrero, Simeon, Bichette, Hernandez, Grichuk, Espinal. All these guys have huge ISOs, huge weighted OBAs against righties. They should all just do damage. They're striking out to 17.5%. So although Morgan is striking out a lot of righties in the last 30 days, it might not happen as much against the Blue Jays. So I like the Blue Jays here. I think they can get the job done. I like over on the team total. I also agree with the first 5 if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, I think Jason's right here because you take a look at Morgan over the last 30 days. He's getting lit like a Christmas tree versus lefties. But in this lineup today, Biggio, McGuire. Actually, I haven't checked the official lineups here. I assume Biggio and McGuire, the 2 only lefties in this lineup. Just getting a quick refresh here.
It might just be Biggio. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it just Biggio now? Yeah, hold on. Let me just double check.
Let me double check it, yeah.
So got Biggio, just Biggio as a lefty. So there you go. But also, again, keep in mind, on the season overall for Morgan, 381 weighted on base average to righties, along with a 318 ISO power number. He's been a little bit better over the last 30 days, but you're still looking for a team that's obviously the advantage is towards Toronto and those bats. Taking a look at this game here, Kyle, season-long ISO power numbers, I mean, they're very good for Toronto, and they should be.
Yeah, I mean, look, so the numbers are so juiced up for Toronto. You got to get creative. I saw someone in the chat box doing, a double it to get it to -110. So first 5 full time. That's something I don't necessarily hate in this game. You certainly don't want to lay the 260 on Robbie Ray. That's absolutely insane. And I will say his last start against Cleveland, he was rocked, only 16 fantasy points. On the flip side of that, Eli Morgan, who's an absolute can, a -7 against Toronto. They profile beautifully here. Maybe some free McNuggets, Blue Jays -0.5 in the first 5 at -170. If you're playing DFS, most likely you're either doing an all-day slate or you're doing one of these single-game slates where you're trying to find yourself an MVP guy. Everyone in that Toronto lineup profile as well as the Cleveland lineup. It's not bad there. If you're looking for, maybe a low-owned sort of contrarian type guy like Ahmed Rosario, 3 of 5 lifetime off Robbie Ray. He'll be a lot cheaper than some of the other guys like the Bichettes, the Guerreros, the Ramirez, etc., the Franmil Reyes, of course. Reyes is 2 for 6 lifetime as well. I actually kind of like the over in this game. The over 9 makes sense. I do think Cleveland can score. I think Toronto can score. I don't mind. That team total's at 5.5. It's a bit high, but I don't mind it. It was close to being one of my value menu wagers. But I might just go a little safer here, say Blue Jays -0.5 in the first 5, -170. It's juiced up. That's why it's on the value menu. You don't drop a bunch of money on that type of price. You just try to get yourself a free value meal. Blue Jays -0.5 in the first 5, possibly some free McNuggets there.
Yeah, no, we'll see what happens in that game, but it is a heavy favorite, and that's going to lead into the odds boost that I have a little bit later in the show that does have Toronto as part of that, so a little bit of a segue. Let's go to a game at 7:05 tonight, NL East game, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. The haves, I guess you could say with the Phillies, who were the have-nots, actually, versus the Pittsburgh Pirates over the weekend. Embarrassing display outside of Sunday, but they're going to take on Washington. It's the Washington Juan Sotos. That's it. Forget it. The starting pitching stinks. The bullpen stinks. The lineup stinks. It's basically one player, and that could be enough to beat the Philadelphia Phillies. Why? Ranger Suarez is on the mound today. I like the kid. I do. But here's how a big market team operates that's right up against the tax threshold. You're so poor with your starting pitching that you have to now turn your closer into a starter because you can't have Matt Moore or Vince Velasquez out there on the mound anymore at this point, which is astounding to find out. So when you take a look and see the Philadelphia Phillies here across the board, -110, -115, you scratch your head like, wait a second here. One team is literally like saying, I cannot wait to golf in October when you're trying to get into the playoffs, but you're at a pick'em because you have to start a closer and basically have a full bullpen game versus a squad, as I said, with the Nationals, with legitimately one player in the lineup you have to watch out for. I'll start with you first, Jason. It's 8.5 across the board. The Phillies should hit today, right? But then again, the Phillies should have clobbered Pittsburgh all week long, and they didn't.
Yeah, so look, Josiah Gray going to be on the mound for the Nationals, and this was the guy that was traded in the Scherzer deal. So, I mean, he's one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Obviously, has really good stuff, and obviously, it's good enough that they got Scherzer. Gray was one of the big guys in the deal, but also the Ruiz was the other guy. But I mean, look, the Phillies. Fine, they're a good team, and maybe they can hit, maybe they can't. I mean, we saw them struggle against the Pirates for 2 games. Then they came out smoking in that 3rd game. I wouldn't necessarily say the Phillies are going to destroy in this game. Again, it's more of a bullpen game for the Phillies. Suarez on the mound, yeah, he'll maybe go 3 innings at most, and then you go to the bullpen. Well, you look at this lineup for the Nationals, and yeah, it looks pretty ugly on paper, but they've also hit lefties really, really well. Now you can't really take that into account too much because once Suarez is out of the game, they'll go to righties and it doesn't really matter. So this game is a fadeaway game for me. I do think that Josiah Gray obviously will be the better pitcher. He can go longer. The Phillies, they're going to be a bullpen game, and that's obviously not a great thing for the Phillies. Tough one. The Nationals should be able to score maybe the first or second runs of the game. So if you want to go the team to score first, I think that could be the Nationals against Suarez. He's in an unfamiliar place starting this game. Josiah Gray, a really good prospect pitcher. I think the Nationals are going to end up scoring runs first in this game. That's a little bit of a look. Not something I usually do, but something to think about for sure.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up because I actually have the opposite because Ranger Suarez has been very good out of the bullpen. Yeah. So it's one of those where maybe you wait the Nationals out and just say, okay, Phillies might better be able to get a 2-0 lead early. Exactly. And then you come in mid-range and you just – well, hold on. Ian Kennedy, he saw him yesterday, right? Comes in trash time, gives up a 2-run blast. So fantastic pickup so far out of the bullpen. But it's an interesting look that you're talking about because, again, it all gets back to the point. It should never be, Kyle, minus 110 in this game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, this is a 100% stay-away game. Now, I will say, the winner for the coolest name on the slate, Ranger Suarez. I mean, that's a sweet name. I would love to be named Ranger. It makes me think of Talladega Nights, like Walker and Texas Ranger. I absolutely love it, and that's all I think about here. But no, you can't bet the Phillies as a favorite in a bullpen game, and you certainly can't bet the Nationals when you look at the advantages in the lineup, the guys who you're going to be relying on outside of Juan Soto, who technically doesn't have a great advantage today. He's very solid against lefties. His splits against lefties and righties over a 3-year period are very, very similar, and it's an over 1,000 weighted OPS there. But you're relying on guys like Trey, Barriqua, Barea. Carter Kaibo. Yeah, Barriqua, Barea. Look up that pretty Ricky back in the day. There we go. So the pitching matchup tells me this game should be over 8.5 and it should be done pretty easily. Then you look at the lineups. The Phillies have some hitters still, thank goodness. But how are you trusting anything to happen out of this? Bell isn't great off against lefties, a little bit better against lefties and righties. He's 0 of 6 lifetime off a Ranger. Soto a little bit worse. Victor Robles, this is what we're talking about here. These guys look absolutely terrible. So the pitching says the over. The lineup say the under. I want absolutely nothing to do with this game. If you're desperate maybe you're going to the game, you just want something, just take the plus money and hope for some good luck. Take the dog or pass and hope for some good luck. But I don't like anything this game. I'll stay the hell away from it. Maybe the over 8.5 if those bats can be alive. But again, Barriqua Barea, we'll see what he can do.
Now, if we say look at both of these sides, and isn't this the key? I want to jump in live in this game. If they're looking at 2-2 after 5 innings, people are going to be scoring off of this bullpen today, and we'll see how it plays out. But let's keep on moving down here. Yankees and the Orioles here up in the Bronx. Hey, look, Rizzo in front of the new home crowd, Gallo in front of the new home crowd, Heaney on the mat. Look, see, this is where August separates everything, right? Everybody before the trade deadline, the All-Star break, we can win. We can do this. Let's make a push. Now you got Andrew Heaney as a minus 270 favorite here. Go figure, right? So we'll take a look at Lopez versus Heaney. Should the Yankees lump up Lopez? Absolutely. But, Jason, we trust the numbers. And you look at the Yankees, and you're just like that emoji on the screen where you're saying, I don't know what's going to happen. And can the Yankees hit tonight? And it's just hey, man, I don't know. I have no idea. What are you looking at tonight between Baltimore and the New York Yankees?
Yeah, look, the Yankees, they've done really well against Lopez this season and just in their career. The roster, 310 average, 387 OBP, slugging 501, and the OPS 888 against him. So they've done really well against Lopez in the past. And, obviously in the last 30 days, he's been really, really bad against lefties. 425 weighted OBA, ISO 206, striking out just 12.8% of batters while walking 12.8% of batters as well on the left side. Well, now insert Rizzo, insert Gallo into the lineup, and the Yankees look so much better with that left-handed power in their lineup to go up against guys like Lopez and other righties that maybe do way worse against lefties that they just couldn't hit before. So this helps. Gallo, Rizzo, it helps in their lineup. I think the Yankees get the job done. I think they score a lot of runs. It's hard to bet that, but I do think that they'll be fighting against Lopez. They've done it previously against him. If you go to his games this year, 2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs against the Yankees in an 8-2 game. Another one, 4 hits, 2 runs in 4 innings. Another one, 4 runs, 3 hits, and 4.2 innings. So the Yankees, they've done well against Lopez. Now you add Rizzo. Now you add Gallo into that lineup, and things look a lot better for the Yankees. So I really think that they'll get over in the first 5 or in the full game of the team total.
All right. And yes, I mean, look, you have to beat the teams in your path. Were they ultra, impressive over the weekend? The Yankees, no. But then again, you played Miami. But according to Miami fans, when that trade deadline went down Friday, it was the best thing they ever saw. And then they got swept over the weekend. And that's what they like. All 3 of those fans down there think they're headed in the right direction, which obviously, I guess if you're betting against them each and every night, they really are. Kyle, take a look at this game up here in the Bronx, because there's a lot of chances, I would assume, that we get some guys possibly putting some long balls into the seats. Because one thing we know about the starting pitching matchup, particularly from a Baltimore side, Lopez, I mean, he's going to be seeing Rizzo, Judge, Gallo, Stanton, Torres. I mean, there is a ton of strikeouts in that lineup. But you know what that also means, Kyle? People swinging for that 315-foot short porch out down in right field line.
Yep, exactly. And look, the Yankees should get it done here. No doubt about it. They have smashed Lopez. He has been nothing short of a disaster in his last 5 starts against the Yankees. He had 1 game over 20 fantasy points. Other than that, -9, 6, 15. I mean, the projected lineup tonight for the Yankees is a career 18 for 52, 346 average. Aaron Judge in his career has 3 career at-bats off Pablo Lopez. 3 for 3, 1 single, 2 home runs. I like the home run prop for Aaron Judge tonight. We might have, that might be a teaser for our little odds boost that we like for those of you using the DK Sportsbook tonight. But I will say this, there is a caveat here. Baltimore is sneaky against left-handed pitching. For some reason, they just are, and I've seen it plenty of times this year where they're a big underdog, there's a lefty on the mound, and they score some runs. So me personally, do I trust the Yankees yet? No, I need to see more. Should they score runs tonight? Is their team total live? Absolutely. But if you're one of those guys like, look, man, I want to throw, a half a unit and just have some fun and take a heavy, heavy underdog, of all the heavy underdogs tonight, I think Baltimore is the livest of those underdogs. And it's not because the Yankees can't hit Lopez. It's that they're sneaky good against left-handed pitching. When you look at this lineup, let's just go over the 3-year advantages here for their projected lineup. 24%, 3, 18, 29, 1, 28, and 12. A vast majority of their hitters are better against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching. Baltimore is a live dog. I don't mind a sprinkle on that. And yes, I do expect some long balls tonight, like that home run prop for Aaron Judge as well.
Now, here's the best part about tonight, right? So you take a look and I want to fire away on, you know how scared the FanDuel Sportsbook is of Joey Gallo for home runs tonight? They don't even have him listed right now. So I don't know if the geeks in the back room with the pencils out there trying to add up, like, we can't just give this away tonight. Everybody thinks he's going to hit a home run, even though he struggled since coming over from the New York Yankees. But that's just one to look at. Rizzo plus 270 to hit a home run. How about this? If you're picking one guy in this game to hit a home run, they actually have Ronald Odor at plus 260 as the favorite, along with Judge. I don't know if I agree with that one. I mean, come on, Ronald Odor at this point, so it is what it is. We'll see. But also, there is an odds boost out there, I believe, for the Yankees on one of these books here to hit 3 or more home runs tonight.
That's going to be my one. That's going to be my one, I think.
Just look, you're not supposed to say that yet. You got to give a pro. Like,
I tried to tease it, but then you brought it up, so you kind of burned me there. I was trying to tease it, and then I can't help myself. I'm a spontaneous fucking... You know how it goes. Yeah, you did. I blame you for this.
Kyle, letting it go too early as always.
Yeah, exactly. Title of my section right there.
All right, boys. Value menu wagers on the card tonight. I don't have a best bet and banker, but boy, I was really close on this one. I know we have our little Slack chats that we get together, and a lot of these things seem to line up, and it seems pretty simple to me. There's a couple ways I was looking tonight, either the Brewers team total, which I think is legitimate, or late night tonight, the Giants team total. And I went with the Giants team total over for the full game here at BetMGM. Put a little bit of money down. A little expensive on the juice, 4.5 minus 155, but there's no reason to believe from me that this can't get done. Looking at just the last 30 days here, 6.16 xFIP for Widener. How about lefties? 417 weighted on base average. How about righties? 423. ISO power numbers off the charts. A hot lineup here coming in for the San Francisco Giants. And also, the thing that we like a lot, looks like obviously, throughout the summer, they don't really open the roof in Arizona, which stinks. When that roof was open in, April, May, and first part of June, those balls were flying. But you do get the guaranteed ninth at bat against a bad baseball team, so you can rack up as many runs as you want. My value menu wager play of the day, I'm going to take those San Francisco Giants team total over 4.5 minus 155. Jason, where's your value on the card tonight?
Yeah, I'm with you. I also like the Brewers, and that would be my value play. Over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. Yeah. Getting on DraftKings at minus 130. Bryce Wilson, 9.56 xFIP in his last 30 days, walking more than striking out. Batting average of balls in play, sitting at 421. And Ground balls just at 31.6%. Against lefties, weighted OBA 408. Against righties, 468. The righties also have a 250 ISO. Now, remember, Yelich won't be in the lineup for the Brewers, but they still do have Adames and Narvaez. Escobar is now in the lineup. Tellez has some really good numbers against righties. Also Garcia, you have Taylor. So there's a lot of guys in the lineup that can do damage against righties. From the left and right side, they're pretty balanced as a team. And 210 ISO, weighted OBA 341, walking nearly around 9% of the time in the last 30 days. So, I'm looking at this. Wilson, and this is why it's more of a value play. Wilson still just 3 earned runs in his last 2 starts against Toronto and Pittsburgh. Before that, allowed 3 runs to Arizona and Chicago, the Cubs. So he's kind of been a little bit lucky as of late, which is why his xFIP is sitting at 9.56. So we'll see what happens. I still think the Brewers, their lineup looks really good and should be able to get to Wilson, especially him moving over now. Playing with the Braves. Now he's a Pirate, and the Pirates liked him because what did he do? Allowed just 1 earned run in 6.2 innings against them the last time pitching.
All right, Kyle, value on your card, firing on some fast food. Where are we eating tonight? Where are we going?
Let's go. Well, first we talked about that Toronto. Look, if you want to take Toronto, that's the way to take them. Minus 0.5 in the first 5, minus 170. Still a little juiced up, but again, that's why it's on the value menu, but I do expect them to get it done. But the one I like the best on the value menu, it's time to have some cojones. It's time to go after one of these bad teams, and I feel like I haven't done it enough in a while. I like the Pirates team total over 3.5, minus 120. Now, I know it's the Pirates, and I know they stink, but so does Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer's nothing special. It's a weighted 3-year OPS of 898. When you look at the 1 through 5 hitters for Pittsburgh, it's a 3-year advantage of 22% or higher, going all the way up to 36% for Jacob Stallings. Guys like Reynolds, Newman, and Cabrian Hayes have had some success off of Lauer. I think Pittsburgh's live for that team total over 3.5, minus 120. I'm going to take a stab at it, take a little risk at it. Not putting a mortgage on it, of course, but I do think the Pirates have a chance to score some runs tonight off Eric Lauer. They're actually sneaky good against lefties as well, like Baltimore. Someone asked in the chat box, are the Orioles a sneaky stack in DFS? They absolutely are. Another sneaky value stack that not a lot of people are going to play are the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think they get to 4 runs tonight, so I'll take the Pirates over 3.5, minus 120.
Over 300 people watching live here on a Monday, rooting on the Major League Baseball card as we start off another epic week here on sportsbookreview.com. But now it's time for the more fun times here on the show. Let's get some big-time tickets here in the door. We're going to go odds boosted right now and hit the card. I'm going to start first on my odds boosted. See us there. Look at that, rocketing up to the moon, trying to get some value. Yep. It's very hard to win parlays. I don't recommend parlays just if you're taking, but if you're going to odds boost a parlay where I'm looking at teams that are so massively favored, I can't turn my back on these. So when we take a look at the odds boost I'm going with today, is that's on the FanDuel Sportsbook, already in. Now it says 7:06 p.m. Don't be that guy. It's like, hey, I'm going to wait till 7 o'clock, and you already missed the Toronto game all the way out. So that should say 3 o'clock and not 7 o'clock as they close. The odds boost is the New York Yankees, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Milwaukee Brewers all to win, which was priced at plus 164, bounced to plus 230. So I'm going to get a favorite right now at FanDuel at minus 260 for Toronto. I'm going to get the New York Yankees at minus 270. And then I'm going to get Milwaukee at home at minus 225. So I have 3 home teams close to a $3 price. Now, can one team let you down? Of course they can. But I looked at that price at plus 230 with 3 teams against teams waving the white flag. I'm in on that. So $50 pays a nice little return at plus 230. That's my odds boost. Jason, where are you going today?
Yeah, so if you go to William Hill, they have a Yankees Super Boost. It's only $25.
Yeah.
But the Yankees at plus 100 to win the game. It's nothing crazy. $25 to win $25. But, we just talked about the Yankee game. There's not much I need to talk about. You're getting them at a plus 100 price. Again, Donnie needs the Yankees to already win. And, the Yankees are going to be going up against a pitcher that they've destroyed. Yeah, it's Heaney's debut. What will he give? We don't really know. It might not be perfect, but the Yankees are a much better team against the, compared to the Orioles. So going with the Yankees plus 100, $25. That's all you can do, but that's a boost. It's the safest boost that will be given out, but it's one that should hit for sure.
No, that is a really good one, too, because even when you look at these teams, like even in the three-team boost here on FanDuel, they're all home. They're all mass. You know how they try to trip you up like, a minus 190, a minus 225, a minus 125. These are all so big-time favorite here and the home teams. We'll see how it plays out, but I put my $50 in and hammered that down. Kyle, where are we looking today on the odds boost out here in the market?
I'm going to go a little riskier and less cool than you guys because I only have
like
exposure to so many. I can't even play this one, honestly, because the DraftKings Sportsbook, they're a bunch of crooks. But on DraftKings Day, we're going to go back to the Yankees. Yes, I know I said earlier the Orioles are live underdogs, and I do think they are. And even if the Yankees hit this, it doesn't mean that they are necessarily going to win the game. But we talked about how much Lopez struggles against this lineup, all the power, all the advantages the Yankees lineup have. Get the Yankees to hit 3+ home runs. Doesn't matter who hits them, just 3+ home runs, boosted from 185 to 210. I could see 3 home runs by the Yankees. That's how they look to score runs. It's not like they're trying to play small ball and manufacture runs. They score runs by hitting home runs. I think they get 3 or more tonight. That's my favorite odds boost tonight. 185 to 210, Yankees to hit 3 home runs.
Pierce the Weather says, I'm fading all YouTubers today. Did Jake Paul give out plays? I mean, I don't know.
I don't understand.
I missed something here. Yeah.
Was it that
we the hype
day
house?
we had? It must be that perfect day we had on Friday that pisses him off. So Pierce the Weather, go let it rain somewhere else and cry somewhere else. Peace out.
Kyle, you on Team FaZe? I mean, I didn't know you signed a new exclusive
Yeah, there we
deal with
go.
somebody else out here. Don't even ask me how I know these names, but I do have a 9-year-old
I don't even
daughter.
know who that is.
Like, yeah,
Honest to
exactly.
God,
You don't want to know. But he's fading all those YouTubers out there. So that should be a good one. Let's get into the best bets on the Major League Baseball board. Again, take it low and some, 32-13 on the season. When we know that we have plays, we fire away. And honestly, I really like the Giants play. I really like the Brewers play. A little bit short of what I needed to go ahead and clinch that in, which is fine. Should be able to eat on that. So, Jason, go ahead. Any best bets and bankers on your Major League Baseball board tonight?
Yeah, so I'm going right after the Giants. I like the Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. Got it at minus 120, so really not a terrible price. Going up against Taylor Widener. You go to Widener's last 2 games. Right, he's allowed 10 earned runs. He's allowed 13 hits, 6 walks, and 3 home runs, and hasn't gotten through 5 innings in either of those 2 games. Those 2 games makes it even worse because he faced the Texas Rangers and the Pittsburgh Pirates and allowed those 10 runs. So 2 offenses that have been awful all season long. Those are the ones he struggled against in his last 2 starts there. If you go to Widener in his last 30 days, 6.16 xFIP, walking nearly 13% of batters. Ground balls just under 25% of the time. Also hard contact, 37%. With righties, weighted OBA 423. Lefties, weighted OBA 417. ISO to lefties, also 294. And to righties, it's 350. So he's just been an absolute can, like we like to talk about on this show. And the one thing that he does well, he will get some strikeouts. But even when he gets the strikeouts, like he did against Pittsburgh, he got 8 strikeouts, still allowed 11 fly balls, 3 ground balls, 2 home runs, and 5 earned runs, along with 8 hits. So the outs, they're coming on strikeouts, but when the ball's in play, hard contact, finding gaps, finding the bleachers, and we're scoring runs. So again, the Giants, they just added Chris Bryant in the lineup. So everyone was talking about, the Giants don't start off well to start a series, or the Giants don't score here and there. They got Chris Bryant in the lineup. That's someone that they didn't have before. That's going to help their offense really, really improve. In his last 51 plate appearances, 318 ISO and 380 weighted OBA against righties. Sure, the walk should be a little bit higher, but outside that, he's still producing against righties. Of course, Wade, Yastrzemski, Posey, Crawford, Ruff, all doing a great job against righties in the last 30 days as well. So we're going to go with that play. The Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total on DraftKings at minus 120.
Makes a lot of sense. You're going to get full 5 at-bats there going up against bad pitching. And again, I just wish that roof was open there. Would have been fantastic. But there's no reason to believe that they won't get after it early for the San Francisco Giants. Kyle, on your card tonight, best bets and bankers. Where are we going? Got anything?
You guys got to get out of my head. It looks like we're on the same page here. I'm going to go a little bit different angle. This is one of those when you see those pitching advantage. Let you look at the Toronto game, right? It's like, okay, it's a massive pitching advantage for Robbie Ray, so that's at minus 170. Look at the Yankees, still a pitching advantage, even though maybe not the greatest one. It's at minus 160. You got the Giants with DeSclafani, who's been very, very good against Arizona. In his last 5 starts against the Diamondbacks, he has nothing less than 37 fantasy points, including a 51 in his last outing. It's the 3rd lowest weighted 3-year OPS on the slate in terms of pitcher versus lineup for DeSclafani versus Arizona. And then you go to Taylor Widener, and as Jason so eloquently described how terrible Taylor Widener is, his last 3 starts against the Giants, a 0, an 8, and a 0. You're getting the minus 0.5 in the first 5 innings at minus 125. That's a number I can get down with. The lineup advantage for the Giants is there. The pitching advantage for the Giants is there. I do agree they score over 3 runs early. I do not think the Diamondbacks can get there with that pathetic lineup that they have. Minus 0.5, first 5 Giants, minus 125, my play of the day. It almost feels too easy, so it makes me nervous, and hopefully I didn't jinx it too much. But I think that's the play, and I think that's the number that makes the most sense.
Yeah, now it does make a lot of sense because, again, you're talking about haves and have-nots now. You're looking at now the teams that are actually saying we're going for it versus teams that are like, dude, it's best to lose so we get a higher draft pick. So you do see a market difference in prices over the second half of the season throughout August and September, but that doesn't mean you should shy away. You know, you're going to pay some heavier juice. You might have to take some run lines in these situations. But is there anybody honestly out there, Kyle, that's going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a flyer on Arizona tonight. Why? Like, why?
On the road as well. Another terrible, terrible road team. And I love like the.
What's in Arizona?
All 3 of you guys like the same thing.
John and Pierce, they're probably
it's an
the same
auto
person.
fade. I'm auto fading you. Good Lord, you're the kind of guy that knows exactly how many days there are till Christmas. Get the hell out of here. Good Lord.
Counting it down here. The odds lightning round as we try to fill out the rest of this card here, see if we missed anything, can clean up some things. Jason, we'll start with you on your New York Mets here, 953, 954. McGill has been very good. Is going to take the mound again. But again, it's almost like who hasn't been very good on the mound for the New York Mets here. And we'll see how quickly DeGrom can come back, if he even comes back at all. Which, again, the Cy Young race is wild in the NL East. And also, I should say, the MVP race in the NL. If you're watching any of these numbers go back and forth, I mean, you got guys like, Brandon Crawford's now like top 6 in the NL for the MVP race, which is just absolutely astounding when you think about it. Miami doesn't have a starter on the mound yet. That's what happens when you have a franchise where you traded everybody away and you stink. You don't even know who's going to pitch up to, like, maybe Don Mattingly will throw batting practice to the Mets. My question for you, Jason, tonight, 7.5 is a low number, but I think it's warranted. You're going to a pitcher's ballpark. The Mets, I'm tired of waiting on the Mets. The Mets lineup every night, Jason, looks good. Why aren't we hitting? Why aren't we hitting tonight? But also, Mets, minus 152. I can't take the Marlins at any price for the rest of the season either. So
Yeah. Look, the Mets, obviously I've been watching a lot of their games. They get guys on, but they don't hit that clutch hit and score runs. So, I mean, that's the big thing. Right now, they've hit lefties well. They haven't really hit righties nearly as well. So if we see a lefty, the Mets are a live play. If you see a righty, probably stay away. And, McGill's been really good, and Miami, their offense has been really bad. Now they don't even have Marte, so forget that. They got a guy named De La Cruz in the lineup in the 6th hole who has a 0.00 ISO, as you guys like to hear. So I think McGill will be just fine. For the most part, throughout the season, he gives the Mets a chance to win the game. If that's allowing 1 or 2 runs, fine, but he gives them a chance to win. So even under on the Marlins, it's probably just a 1.5. But even under on the Marlins in the first 5 innings, it's possible. I don't think the Marlins will score a run in the first 5 innings.
Hey, Kyle, by the way, I mean, I'm going to just keep on banging on the Marlins for as long as I can here. How'd that trade work out by Jeter for Lewis Brinson for Yelich? You want to start that one off?
That's pretty damn good. I mean, I'm getting really, I used to think the Tampa Bay Rays were my least favorite team that annoyed me the most. And I love the Le Batard show, and I kind of follow Miami sports more closely than people on the West Coast normally do. But good Lord, you can't name a starting pitcher it's every day now. We don't know until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern now who's pitching for the Marlins every damn day. Take the team away. Just take it away. Tell Jeffrey Loria, David Sampson, Derek Jeter, and the Bennett's, whatever the hell that guy is who's running that team. You owe the city of Miami $1 billion fucking dollars. This is absolutely pathetic. I hope the Marlins get beat by 40.
I wish, I'm going to have to roll over a couple parlays so I can eventually buy the Marlins just to, sit on the board down there and see what goes on and steal money. But that is what it is. I do think the Mets win tonight because, again, the Marlins aren't really going in the right direction per se. 963, 964. Tampa and Seattle here. Flex in the lefty is going to go up against Waka. Now, this is an interesting game, Kyle, because I agree with the line movement here. Minus 172 up to 215 here in New Jersey. Minus 160 offshore Pinnacle up to minus 211. And we say, now hold on for a second. Michael Waka's on the mound. There's no way that this line should be automatically going down because it's Waka. Well, here's the funny thing about this game as we take a look at it. Waka is terrible against right-handed batters. Last 30 days or throughout the entire season, he can't get them out. He's
Except for the
Yankees. He's very good against lefties, though. Weighted on base average and ISO power number. You're going to get a ton of bum lefties in the lineup for Seattle. So the price makes sense. Now, do you want to lay? It's another story. But I can see why that line is moving because I know we like to bang on Waka as much as we can, but then we take a step back and be like, well, somebody's got to be able to get a hit against the guy, but maybe not.
Yeah, and he's kind of trends the right direction, especially when we bag on him a little bit here. This is another one where I think the underdog is live. Michael Wacha's last two starts against Seattle, -2 and 2 fantasy points. They have absolutely smashed him. Chris Flexen, nothing special, a 0. I mean, it's just a flat-out 0, just does nothing well. These are two bad pitchers. The Tampa Bay lineup certainly exponentially better than the Seattle lineup. For me, it's a dog or pass. We talked about the Orioles being live underdogs. I think the Mariners are also live underdogs, plus 170 in the first 5 innings. I'm staying the hell away from this game. I want nothing to do with it outside of maybe like a Nelson Cruz home run prop. I always think he's live for a home run prop. He's just a guy that comes through for me. But the Mariners might be a live dog here. They're an underrated team. The Mariners are always disrespected in the numbers. They've been a solid over 500 team. Michael Wacha's terrible. Chris Flexen's terrible. There should be runs in this game. For me, it's an underdog or pass. I would take the Mariners in the first 5 innings. Are the Rays the better team? Sure. But there's no way I'm laying that price on Michael Wacha. There's absolutely no chance in hell. No chance.
Now, hear this one out here. Now, Kendall Graveman, it's apparently in Seattle. Like, this is as big a deal as when, like, the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees because they just can't function. They can't even get out of bed. They can't eat Cheerios in the morning. Their hearts are broken here. So maybe that plays into it here overall. But, I mean, come on.
Yeah, they are so sad. It's Seattle, of course. My sister lives up there. And if you've ever driven in the state of Washington, the worst drivers in the world, it's like everyone is taking acid and just they're crazy.
Yeah, he hasn't been to Jersey, right, Donnie?
Well,
yeah. Cross the GW, go in the Lincoln Tunnel. Tell me about
Washington
that a little bit later. And then pay like $60
Florida. Washington's the Florida of the West Coast. Just weird, crazy shit. People getting stung by killer bees and eaten by alligators. They can't drive. Washington's a weird state, so it's no surprise to me that they're ultra soft. That's what they are.
All right. Next game, 965, 966. The Angels in Texas. Don't have a confirmed starter for the Angels, but, you know, a lot of times it's like, you know, tax refund season or you want to write something off. If you're Artie Moreno and you're sitting back on, the hell did I pay Trout and Rendon for at this point? I don't know if they're ever going to appear again, or I don't know if they even should appear again. Just taking some time off, hanging out here. It's basically Ohtani. Like, you know, Washington, it's just Soto, and this team, it's just Ohtani. But I don't really have, you know, DraftKings -140, Bet Rivers here in New Jersey -137. No reals to going over unless you have an opinion here, Jason, on this game between the Angels and the Rangers.
No, I've got nothing, and you know, both lineups have been really awful, so you can't really rely on either of these lineups. The pitching probably going to be awful. Not sure who's going to be pitching, but whoever it is, it's not going to be good. So yeah, I'd stay away from this one. No opinion for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely outrageous. 955, 956, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. One of the games that we've targeted for most of the show here. 9s across the board. 225 is a favorite. It's a heavy number to pay for Milwaukee. But again, if you would have said maybe Kyle, a month ago, this number would have been maybe 165 in that range. But the simple fact that Pittsburgh is not trying to win anymore at this point, going up against a team like Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee's like minus like 10,000 or minus 1,000, whatever it is, to win the division. They basically have it locked up because everybody threw up their white flag, including Pittsburgh.
Yeah, good Lord. I mean, I think I would rather watch the Angels and Rangers than watch this game. But I do think, now I might actually watch a little of it because honest to God, I'm putting a sprinkle on that value on the Pirates getting over 3.5 runs. Do I think the Brewers should win? I do. Of course they should. Of course they should. But Bryce Wilson's not terrible. He's had some good appearances, you know, his last 4 games, some wide range of outcomes here. 39, 31, 9, 15. So, look, neither one of these guys are going to be mistaken for Glavine or Maddox or Pedro or Clemens here, but the Pirates can hit lefties. This is the high, just for some sort of reference here. This is the highest combined weighted 3-year OPS. You got a 937 for the Brewers off Bryce Wilson, an 898 for the Pirates off of Eric Lauer. I do think runs should be scored here. I don't want to touch that. I'm not laying that number on Eric Lauer. That's just not going to happen. I don't give a damn who he's playing. I do think the Pirates team total is live. I think the Brewers team total is live. The over in this game is live. And if you're looking for a sneaky stack in DFS, those 1 through 5 hitters for the Pirates, I swear they're going to be low owned and no one will play them. If they go off, score 5 or 6 runs early, you could find yourself at the top of a lot of those contests.
There you go. And if you want to get real chippy here, you can get 500 to 1 currently right now for the Pirates to win the division here in the Central. So you can go all in with those Pirates today. Last game of the day, we'll talk about San Francisco and Arizona. I know where we're going in this game primarily. If we look at just the total in the game, because I know we're locked in on, you know, Giants winning the game, Giants scoring enough to get what they need to get to. But the fact here, can Arizona participate here, Jason, enough to get that 9.5 for the game?
I don't think so, and that's why I'd rather go that first 5 because I just don't know. The Giants could end up winning this game 4-0, and that's a real possibility.
Whoa! What kind of possibility is that when we need 4.5?
Well, we go 5-5.
4.5, Jason.
5-0.
What the hell are you doing?
But either way, yeah. I mean, look, DeSclafani, he's been really bad against the Dodgers. Outside that, really hasn't struggled. So, still 3.10 ERA. I don't think Diamondbacks have much going there offensively. They lost a couple of players. So yeah, we'll go with a 5-0, not 4. We'll go 5-0 for the Giants here. Maybe get 6, but still won't get over the total in the full game. That's why we usually go team totals on the show.
There you go. New week, new money. It's a Monday here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Monday Major League Baseball show. And as always, before we get out of here, we like to clear the bases and keep you guys informed. If you just tuned in a little bit later, I don't know why you would have done that, but now we'll tell you exactly where we're going and who we're on. Value menu, edge your plays, odds boost, and also bets, and bankers. I don't have a best bet and banker, but I'm digging on the Giants team total 4.5 minus 155 here on on BetMGM, and then also the odds boost, which I guess is underway right now. And that's a combination of Toronto, the New York Yankees, and also the Milwaukee Brewers at a plus 230 price. I'll cheer that one on, see if I can pick up some money in my pocket. Jason, where are you going tonight? Give all 3 of those bad boys out here.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the Brewers over 2.5 in the first 5. That'll be the value play. The little odds boost, we're going to go with the Yankees at plus 100 via William Hill. That's only $25. And then, of course, the Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. And I do think we'll score 5 or more runs. I promise you guys, I do think the Giants score 5 more runs in the full game. But again, I was thinking, 5-0, 4-0, 6-0 type of game. That's what it's going to come down to. But the Giants' offense does look a lot better with Chris Bryant. So yes, I do think we'll get 5-6 runs for the Giants, just none from the Diamondbacks.
That makes a lot of sense here. Kyle, what you got tonight? Value, odds boosted, and best bet and banker. Go ahead.
This is always my heart. Besides the low and low thing, This is always my hardest thing to remember here. So let's start on the value menu here. I know it sounds crazy. Pirates over 3.5 runs minus 120. Blue Jays minus 0.5 in the first 5 minus 170. My favorite play of the day is the Giants minus 0.5 in the first 5 at minus 125. Everyone loves the home run props list. Here's my list of guys today who I think are live for a home run. And it's actually a big list for how few games. There's 7 players here. We got Kyle Seager, Seattle. I think he can get it done there. Eduardo Escobar, sneaky trade, by the way. We never really talked about it. It's just all of a sudden he was no longer on Arizona. He was on Milwaukee, right? I didn't even see the news story. I'm like, wait, how the hell did he get on Milwaukee? He's live today as well. Nelson Cruz, I always put him on my list, as well as Pete Alonso, who we talk about. We don't even know who's pitching for Miami right now. But Pete Alonso, always going to be on my home run list because he's live every night. Aaron Judge, as I mentioned, 3 career at-bats, 2 home runs in his career off Lopez. Chris Bryant for my Giants. And, of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as well.
There we go. Wrapping it up here on a Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we can cash in some of those tickets, those odds boosts, and those best bets and bankers. We'll be back tomorrow for a full slate in Major League Baseball. I'm Donnie Seymour for Jason Radowitz, along with Kyle Purviance. We are the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. This was your Monday show, and as always, good luck on those wagers.